If you're looking to get started into Android app development, Android Studio is the first download that you need to make. My name is Yadullah. You're watching Candid.Technology, and in this video we're talking about how you can download Android Studio on Windows 11.
It's very simple. You don't really have to do anything complicated. Just search for Android Studio, or you can just head over to android.com or developer.android.com. Click the first search result, wait for the page to load, and you'll have Android Studio Jellyfish download right there. This is the latest version available, so depending on when you're watching this video or when you're accessing this website, this version can change, but the process of installation remains largely the same. So let's download this. You'll have a lot of terms and conditions. Yes, I have read and agree with them, and you can click the download button. This will download an executable file, and it adds an Android Studio user badge. Okay, dismiss. So as you can see, this is a 1.2 GB download. It's going to take a few minutes to complete. So let me fast forward and cut to the point when we're ready to install. Alright, so Android Studio has now downloaded. As you can see, I have this executable file. So let's run it and install. And that's the Android Studio setup wizard. So click next. So Android Studio comes with two components. One is, of course, the Android Studio developer environment itself, and then the second is an Android virtual device, which is basically an app emulator that you can run your own apps on, so that you don't have to plug in your phone every time you want to test a build. This is an optional component. You can leave it unchecked. It saves you around a GB of space on your drive, but I would recommend that you go ahead and install it as well. Move on, select the location for your installation, click next, start menu, yes, and the installation process has begun. Okay, so the installation is now complete. Click next, and then let's leave this checked. So as soon as I click finish, Android Studio should now fire up. There it is. Okay, so the installation is not quite complete yet. You can import old Android Studio settings if you're reinstalling it. I don't have any, so I'm not going to import them. Let's wait for this to launch. Let me just minimize all of this. Help improve Android Studio. No, I do not want to send data to Google. And that's it. You're good to go. Android Studio is installed, and I can just click next. Type of setup you want for Android Studio, you can customize it or go with the standard. I would recommend, just like Android Studio, that most people go with standard, especially if you're just starting out, but we'll go through the custom setup just for the sake of showing you guys everything that's installed. So of course, this installs the Android SDK. You also have file sizes given for everything here. So the Android SDK, Android 14, you've got the performance package for the Android emulator, and of course the Android virtual device, which is going to be your emulator that installs everything. This is a 2 something GB download, and it's going to install the Android SDK in this location. If for whatever reason you want to change the location, you can, but for most people the default configuration is enough. So click next, and now it will ask you about how much memory you want to dedicate using the Intel HAXM emulator for Android. So 2 GB is recommended. I can give it all the way up to 14. I'm just going to leave it at 2. Click next, and yeah, that's about it. Just click next. So this is just a review of everything that you're installing. So the Android emulator, hypervisor drivers, SDK build tools, platform tools, Google APIs, and emulator, and your source files. Click next again. Now you have to go through a laundry list of license agreements and accept all of them. So you can read individual ones, or you can just accept all of them here. And then for Intel Android Extra, I accept. Click finish. This download will take a while because once again it's like 2.5 GB and has to download and install a lot of things. So let this run uninterrupted, and we'll come back once the setup is complete. So the installation is complete now, and as you can see in the terminal, while I've got Android SDK up and running, The Intel HAXM installer failed to run for some reason, but that's okay. We can blow past it. And yeah, so once I click finish, Android Studio will run as expected. Of course, our installation for the HAXM failed, but that doesn't mean Android Studio itself is not going to work. So let me just open a quick project to give you a demonstration. Let's go with new project. Phone and tablet. I want an empty activity. That would be fine. Name my application, minimum SDK, Android 7. It gives you all of this. Your build configuration language, Kotlin is good enough, and we click finish. Give it some time to load. The first boot especially is going to be a little slower as it loads in all of the libraries and everything that it needs to run. And yes, ADB, Android Developer Bridge, that also needs to work. And you're good to go. You can just minimize this window, maximize this, and Android Studio is now running on your Windows 11 PC. That's how you install Android Studio.
If you like this video, consider subscribing, give us a thumbs up, press the bell icon and tell us in the comments below what more such content can we make for you. If you want to know more about tech, visit our website Candid.Technology, follow us on social media, follow me on Instagram or Twitter, and we'll see you in the next video.